your trusted partner for business and residency in Lithuania.
Welcome back to Global Pathways. I'm Maya, and today we're talking about something that's quietly reshaping the European business landscape: business process outsourcing in Lithuania. When people think about opening a BPO in the European Union, they usually mention Poland, Romania, or the Czech Republic. Very few people mention Lithuania. And yet, more and more founders are choosing it. To explain why, I'm joined by Tom from Pathways.lt, a team that works directly with international founders on company setup, immigration strategy, hiring foreign staff, and long-term business operations in Lithuania. Tom, welcome.
Thanks, Maya. This is a great topic because Lithuania is often overlooked, but once founders understand how it actually works here, it becomes a very logical choice.
Let's start with the most basic question, because we hear it all the time. Can you actually open a BPO in Lithuania?
Yes, absolutely. Lithuania fully allows BPO and shared services activities. That includes customer support, IT support, finance operations, back-office processing, platform moderation, gaming support, all of it. The issue is not whether it's allowed, the issue is whether it's structured properly.
What do you mean by structured properly?
Many founders describe their business too vaguely. If your company description says something generic like outsourcing services, banks and immigration authorities slow down immediately. But if you clearly explain who your clients are, what processes you handle, where the revenue comes from, and how the operation works day to day, everything moves much faster. In the EU, clarity is currency.
That makes sense. I also notice a pattern where founders don't start in Lithuania. They arrive here later. Why is that?
It's a very common story. A founder starts in Western Europe. Costs rise, hiring becomes difficult, immigration rules tighten, so they look east, but they still want EU credibility, legal certainty and stability. Lithuania sits right in that sweet spot. You get full EU access, predictable regulation, lower operating costs, and, this is important, immigration rules that are workable. Not easy, but workable.
Let's talk about hiring, because that's where most BPO founders really focus. Can companies in Lithuania hire foreign staff?
Yes, there is no fixed legal cap on foreign workers in Lithuania, but immigration looks at substance, not promises. They want to see that the company is genuinely operating in Lithuania, that it has real clients, that it generates revenue, and that it pays corporate tax, not just salaries. A company that pays profit tax is treated very differently from a company that only runs payroll. This is where serious BPOs separate themselves from paper setups.
So for individual employees, what actually determines whether a work permit or residence permit is approved?
In practice, it comes down to three things. Does the employee have relevant qualifications or certifications? Are they being paid a market average salary for their role? And do they have at least 1 year of relevant experience? If those three conditions are met, approvals are usually straightforward. There's no mystery and no special treatment, just consistency.
What about temporary residence permits? Officially, employees are supposed to apply from their home country, right?
That's the official rule, yes. But real life is more flexible. Not every country has a Lithuanian embassy or visa centre. So if an employee can legally enter Lithuania, for example on a Schengen or travel visa, and they meet all the requirements, they can often apply from inside Lithuania. This flexibility is one of the reasons experienced founders quietly choose Lithuania over louder EU markets.
Another thing I hear you mention often is buying an existing company instead of starting from zero. Why does that matter?
Because history equals credibility. A company with prior activity, tax filings, or even modest turnover is treated very differently by banks and immigration. For BPO founders, acquiring an existing company can allow them to start hiring foreign staff almost immediately after the acquisition. Of course, and this is non-negotiable, the company must be fully vetted, legally, financially, and operationally.
And what happens when a BPO starts to scale? Does the system change?
It does. Once a company grows beyond around 50 employees, something interesting happens. You're no longer seen as just another foreign startup. At that point, companies can engage directly with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to discuss improved conditions for hiring foreign staff. In simple terms, Lithuania starts seeing you as an economic contributor, not a risk.
So when founders ask you, why Lithuania? What's your honest answer?
Lithuania works because it's not trying to be flashy. It's stable, predictable, EU compliant, and quietly pro-business. For founders who want a European Union base without drowning in bureaucracy, Lithuania is one of the smartest BPO plays right now.
So let's end with this. Can you open a BPO in Lithuania?
Yes, but more importantly, you can build, scale, and staff a real operation here, if you understand the rules and respect the system. Lithuania isn't selling dreams, it's offering something better, a place where things actually work.
That's a great place to end. Tom, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Maya.
And to our listeners, if you found this episode useful, follow the podcast and share it. Next time, we'll talk about how to structure a BPO for immigration approval from day one.